What's going on over on this Dr. here now? Today we are back on MLB The Show 19, rebuilding my Detroit Tigers. This team is not particularly good, so it's definitely going to be a challenge. Obviously, we did a Tigers franchise last year for MLB The Show 18. If you've not seen that and would be interested, there's a playlist for it. So if you did see it, then you're probably going to recognize a lot of these prospects. That's going to be on manual. Everything else will be on auto. We're going to start the regular season. So this is a fantasy rebuild, meaning all trades go. We can get anyone who we want. And the Orioles rebuild, we got a ton of stars. So here's a look at the team. Not great. We are led by Miguel Cabrera. And as much as I love me some Miggy, we're trying to win a championship. And his contract is gigantic. So as much as I hate to say it, I want to look to flip Miggy. Michael Fulmer, I want to build around. He was phenomenal in the Tigers series. Definitely one of the best players. Castellanos, I think we should trade him in real life. He's a very good player, which is why we should. And then all these guys are meh, pretty much. Looking at our top prospects, you're probably going to recognize a decent amount of these players. Guys like Franklin Perez, Alex Faedo, Matt Manning, they were all in the rotation in that series. And they were all key players, especially Perez. Christian Stewart, he now has A potential, and then the number 1 overall pick, Casey Mize from Auburn, definitely going to be building around him. So, let's get right into it. We're going to be sending Nick Castellanos, as well as Kyle Funkhauser, and Cade Skavikwe, I know I butchered that, to the Padres for Luis Urias, a talented shortstop prospect. I tried to get Tatis, didn't work, so we'll gladly take Urias instead. We're going to be sending Miggy to the Phillies for David Robertson and Andrew McCutchen. The reason why I'm doing this is there aren't many great trades, and I just need to get this contract off the books. And I think we can probably get more for Robertson and McCutchen. We're going to be sending Andrew McCutchen, Joe Jimenez, and Josh Harrison to the Cincinnati Reds for Sonny Gray and Jonathan India. We're just getting Gray because of contracts. We're going to look to flip him. But the big piece is Jonathan India. Top 5 pick in this year's MLB draft. Definitely someone who we want to build around. We're going to be sending away Alex Faedo. Yes, I'm kind of sad about we're trading him. As well as Victor Reyes and Dewell Lugo to the Rangers for Nomar Mazara. 23 years old, A potential, already major league talent. I think it's a pretty good deal for us, even though I am sad trading away Faedo, who was pretty good in that series. We're going to be sending David Robertson and Daniel Norris to the Minnesota Twins for Miguel Sano. It's very fair to say he does need a new change of scenery in real life, and we're going to give him one. Welcome to Detroit, big man. We're going to be trading Jeimer Candelario, who's also pretty good in our Tiger series, as well as Jordy Mercer and Jacoby Jones to the Orioles for Grayson Rodriguez. Could be decent value or a trade bait later on. Here's a look at the lineup. It's just flat out not good. Our only somewhat decent players, I would say, are Nomar Mazara and Miguel Sano. And then versus lefties, it does not get much better. We are going to suck this year. For rotation, we do got Michael Fulmer. I am holding on to Sonny Gray because I forgot to trade him. We can always flip him later, no big deal. Matt Boyd, Tyson Ross, Jordan Zimmerman. The bullpen sucks. All around, we just flat out suck. We have the 5th overall pick, and I'm going to be selecting Luke Benedict, a right fielder. His MLB ETA is 2020, 80 potential, and he's probably going to be good right away. Looking at his skills, he's phenomenal on defense, phenomenal on the field. His only weakness, I would say, is power, but other than that, he can do everything else at an elite level. If you guys did not watch the Orioles rebuild, then you may not know that our 2nd round pick was a center fielder named Dave Moses. He had C potential and wasn't that good, but for whatever reason, the Angels wanted him so bad, so we were able to get Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, and an A potential 74 overall 20-year-old first baseman, and I didn't cheat it. So hopefully our 2nd round pick will be something like that, and that player will be a second baseman by the name of Tom O'Doul. Welcome to the team, Big Tom. Our 1st round pick, Luke Benedict, is a 74 overall already with 92 potential. Very happy with this selection. And then in round 2, Tom O'Doul, 79 potential. I think that's exactly what Dave Moses had. So hopefully it works out for us. And then the CPU drafted a bunch of doo-doos. I mean, the 70 overall isn't bad, but none of those guys are going to be stars. At the end of the season, we go 61 and 101, which is unshockingly not enough to make the playoffs. The Yankees beat the Reds in the World Series. Okay, I see you, Cincinnati. Okay, can I look at stats? I sure can't. Now we can look at stats. Luis Urias, he actually played a decent bit. He was not very good. Mazzari was solid. Snow was solid. Christian Stewart was That's really about it who I care about. Jonathan India actually got a lot of playing time. I guess he could have done worse. Pitching. Michael Fulmer was only a 79 for some odd reason. Bad coaching and the fact that he doesn't have a contract. Okay, we can fix that. Sonny Gray, we're just going to trade him. Matt Boyd, I guess same thing. Victor Alcantara, he was pretty good. B potential 26. Could be someone as a long reliever. I assume the bullpen wasn't very good. 228 from Daniel Stump, but outside of that, nothing too exciting. Looking at the free agency class, there are some decent players in here, and obviously I would love to make some noise, so hopefully it happens. So the first player we signed is Xander Bogaerts to a one-year deal worth $27.6. What I did in the Orioles rebuild is a lot of the free agents I signed, I traded. Bogaerts is quite a good player, but we may look to flip him. And we also signed Madison Bumgarner to a 5-year contract worth $81.5 million. I'm trying to sign some other players like Garrett Cole, so definitely going to flip Bum. We're going to be sending Madison Bumgarner to the Pittsburgh Pirates for Felipe Vasquez. You may know him as Felipe Rivero from the Tiger series. He just changed his last name. So we're bringing him back to Detroit. And we're also going to be acquiring Gregory Polanco. While I'm tempted by this Eloy Jimenez offer, we're going to do the Phillies deal, sending Xander Bogaerts for Rhys Hoskins, Sir Anthony Dominguez, and Jake Arrieta. Definitely going to flip Arrieta, but Sir Anthony is a good young reliever. And then if you saw the Orioles rebuild, you know that Rhys Hoskins went absolutely off. So he's definitely a player who I hope can replicate that in this one. We just so happened to sign Nick Castellanos in the offseason, but I don't really need him. We're also going to be sending Sonny Gray and Taylor Motter, a throw-in player, to the St. Louis Cardinals for Jordan Hicks, pairing him up with Felipe Vasquez. Hicks was also in our Tiger series, so it's kind of fun to bring all these players back who we had on that team. Found ourselves the next Dave Moses. It is Steve Gribble. I put him up on the trade finder, and here are some of the trade offers we got. We can get Eloy Jimenez and Jose Abreu, Corey Kluber, and the Tigers legend Bobby Bradley. We can get Shohei Ohtani, Alex Faedo, Freddie Freeman, Anthony Rendon, Aaron Nola, and Gene Segura, Eugenio Suarez. So this is absolutely crazy, all the things we can get, but I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to wait on trading him until it's necessary. I put Jake Arrieta and Grayson Greiner on the trade finder, and we got offered Bobby Bradley. It's meant to be. We have to do it. Welcome to the Tigers once again, Bobby Bradley. So Jordan Zimmerman is on a pretty big contract, and we're getting offered him for a 22-year-old 62 overall, a potential center fielder. I don't know why the Blue Jays are doing this, but I mean, James Villegas, you are now a Tiger. So we signed Marcelo Zuna to a 15-year contract. We also signed Garrett Cole just now to a 15-year deal. And it looks like both of them just had really good seasons. Cole's ERA was sub-3. I think he won 15 games. So I'm willing to trade both of these guys since they are making a lot of money. But for right now, I might as well hold on to them because I don't really want to tank this year. And we're going to sign another player to a 15-year contract. That is the second baseman from the Cincinnati Reds, Scooter Gennett. It looks like he just had a really good year. And like the other two, I'm willing to trade him. But for right now, I'm considering holding on to him. So I put the three of them on the trade finder. And the Braves are offering me Ronald Acuna Jr. and Freddie Freeman. And I haven't checked these other offers, so there might be something else I like. I saw a nice Washington Nationals offer too, Juan Soto and Steven Strasburg, but I think I'm going to have to go with this one. So welcome to the team, Freddie Freeman and Ronald Acuna Jr., who I've been trying to trade for the past like 5 minutes. So we're going a little bit crazy with our lineup. I'd rather play Gregory Polanco at shortstop than this 67 overall who's never going to become anything for us. I know it may not make a lot of sense, but I want our good players to be playing. Here's a look at our lineup versus righties, and then here's one versus lefties. Not much different. And then the rotation, it's not great, but obviously It does not let you trade in the beginning of the season because of teams' injury situations. I don't get why. It's been like that for years. So we cannot improve our pitching rotation. It's not great, but we do have Franklin Perez and Casey Mize. Hopefully they pitch well along with Michael Fulmer. And the bullpen is actually pretty good. I want to swap these two. So these three are pretty good, but the middle relievers, they could use some work. So hopefully, I would say around 500 is reasonable. In the Orioles rebuild, we made a mistake by going with a risk with our first round pick in our second year. So we're not going to do that in this one. We're going to be drafting Glenn Sasaki, a center fielder. Not going to play in this series, but he will be purely trade bait. I said he will not play in this series. I meant he will not play in this episode. And that, my friends, is why you don't always have to risk it for the biscuit. And then in the third round, Albert Espinosa, 88 potential, 74 overall. He might get playing time next year if we don't improve our bullpen. We ended up going 92-70, which was good enough to win our division. So we're going to be playing the Tampa Bay Rays in the first round. So we get killed. Oh, that was the wild card game, and we got absolutely killed. Who pitched? Dominguez has a playoff ERA of 40, but who started? It was... Blake Snell was not great either, but for us it was Fulmer. Alright, let's take a look at the stats, because that's ugly. We're going to send the postseason first. And it's the Rockies who beat the Rays. What a weird World Series. So I think we have to sim to the offseason. And then we can look at stats. I don't care about this. Yada, yada, yada. Alright, let's take a look at our stats. Freddie Freeman. Oh my goodness, he went off. 52 dingers, 131 RBIs, great pickup. Luis Urias, Ronald Acuna, 99 overall. Now he straight up dominated, 34 dingers, 111 RBIs. Chris Davis with 37 dingers. Hoskins, 32. Nomar Mazara barely played, it looks like, and when he did play, he wasn't very good. Mike Moustakas was very good. Nico Goodrum was pretty good. Roberto Perez, decent. Gregory Polanco, solid. Looking at the rotation, I assume this was our liability. Michael Fulmer did well, and that's about it. Casey Mize barely got better. Bullpen, Felipe was there. Sir Anthony was there. Jordan Hicks was good. So hopefully we can have ourselves a big offseason. We got ourselves quite the free agency class, headlined by Mookie Betts, who I will absolutely be making a play for. So I want to clear up some cap space. Freddie Freeman's our only really big contract, but obviously after the season he's not going anywhere. So I'm looking to trade some of these other guys who are making like 6 to 7 mil. So Chris Davis, Moose, and Perez are headed to the Red Sox for a cheap prospect. Doesn't help us winning now, but it gives us money. Just like the last trade, we're going to be clearing up cap space for a prospect, Brandon Morrow and Gregory Polanco to the Mariners for Shane Baz. That's a fun name. We have enough now for likely 2 max contract worthy players. I gave offers to Mookie Betts, Blake Treinen, Trevor Bauer, I think someone down here, Jurickson Profar. I might throw one towards Romuto. You know what, I think I will. So hopefully we can get some of these guys. Likely going to have to flip some of them so we can get the main guys that we want, which is probably Buki and... I just called him Buki. I mean Mookie and Trevor Bauer, who seems like he really wants to go to the Indians, so we'll have to change that offer up. So we end up signing Blake Treinen as well as Buki Metz. So I might look to flip Treinen just because I know I need more money to get guys like Romuto, Profar, and Bauer. But obviously, we got Mookie Betts. He's not going anywhere. Well, before I went to trade him, it looks like we're going to sign Trevor Bauer. So we got the main guys we want, and then hopefully we can also get Profar and Romuto, because why not? We did end up signing Jurickson Profar and JT Romuto, and I was scrolling through free agency, and I saw Justin Verlander, the Tiger legend. I figured I'd want to bring him in, so I don't know how we have enough money to sign all these players, but shoot, I'll take it. I just realized how I have enough for all of those free agent contracts, and that's because I gave everyone backloaded deals, meaning that they get less money at the beginning of the contract and more at the end, so we have more cap space, which is why I was able to sign like 6 or 7 players. So we're going to be trading our good buddy Jake Rogers, who was a little bit of a meme during the Tiger series, but he was always a starter, as well as Bo Burrows, to the Tampa Bay Rays for Diego Castillo. We want to improve our bullpen, and he's an 86 overall, 27 years old, so welcome to the squad, Diego. Miguel Sano and Nomar Mazara didn't really work out, so we're going to be sending them to the White Sox for Yohan Moncada. I was tempted with a deal from the Reds for Eugenio Suarez. However, I think I'm going to do this one, get Moncada, who has a lot of upside. Here's a look at the lineup that we will be going with for season number 3. I think this is quite a very good team. We got Bobby Bradley off the bench. Kind of sad that he's not starting, but... Wait, why do we have Jake Rogers? Didn't we trade him? I could have sworn we traded him. Oh, well, maybe we didn't. Bobby Bradley, he's coming off the bench. Here's a look at the rotation. Trevor Bauer, Michael Fulmer, the legend himself, Justin Verlander, Casey Mize. Where's Franklin Perez? Why is he in AAA, I guess? Yeah, I guess that's fine. And then, Victor Alcantara. The bullpen outside of the lone reliever is solid. We may want to look to get more in the future, but I think this is fine. Apparently, the game thought it was smart enough to put Felipe Rivero in AAA, so he is also back on the Major League team. Regular season play is in the books. We are back as a wild card team, and we are playing the Seattle Mariners this time, so hopefully we can actually get the dub. It looks like they're the home team. We ended up going 87-75, and we lose. Fun. Jordan Hicks with an ERA of infinity. That's what exactly we want to see. We have not played an official playoff game, and the Dodgers beat the Mariners in the World Series, so back-to-back seasons, the team that beats us in the wild card round ends up losing in the World Series. So Justin Verlander retired, so did Miguel Cabrera, who is in the Hall of Fame, very well deserved, with exactly, on the dot, 3,000 hits. Good for you, Miggy. Good for you. Let's take a look at the stats. Luke Benedict wasn't too bad. Mookie Betts was pretty good. Ronald Acuna went off again. Rhys Hoskins, solid. Freddie Freeman, pretty good. JT Realmuto, I'll gladly take that. Yohan Moncada, a lot of power, but I need that average to go up. Jurickson Profar was good. Luis Urias, these two are both depth guys. I guess Glenn Sasaki, I guess 3 for 7, that's good. The rotation, apparently there's only 4. I guess that's because Verlander retired. Fulmer was decent. Trevor Bauer was good. Casey Mize barely played. I think he was swapping between the majors and AAA. I signed Felix Hernandez as a lone reliever. I think he started most games. Yeah, he started 22 out of 28. The bullpen, Diego was pretty good. Sir Anthony is how is he a 75? He was an 85 at the beginning of the season. Okay, that's weird. Jordan Hicks was decent. Vasquez was Trinan was decent. Here's a look at the free agency. Felipe Vasquez is a free agent, but this class is absolutely stacked. Kershaw, Syndergaard, Bryant, Correa, Seager. We're going to have to trade some of our okay players away so we can sign some of these superstars. I think I saw JD Martinez, Christian Yelich. There are some ball players in here. I figured I wanted to clear up a little bit of cap space, so Jurickson Profar and Felix Hernandez are headed to the Reds for Hunter Green. Hopefully he can develop and become a pretty good starter for us. I guess for what we've seen, free agency has been semi-disappointing. We still do have JD Martinez in free agency along with Tommy Pham, who we're going after. But the only free agents we have signed are Corey Seager and Christian Yelich. Everyone else has gone other places. All these other guys were either traded for or already in the organization. So it's fine that we only got these two because they are good players and we have a really good team. So I'm not complaining. We need some help in the rotation as well as the bullpen. So Christian Yelich as well as Jim Belliard and JP Glover, who has a sick facial hair, is headed to the Tampa Bay Rays for Emilio Pagan as well as Yanni Chirino. So getting a starter as well as a reliever, I'll take it. Okay, so I was just scrolling and I see that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is on the St. Louis Cardinals and the Orioles rebuild. The Cardinals also traded for Vlad Guerrero Jr., so that is really weird, but okay. We're going to be sending Victor Alcantara and Kurt Rice to the Pittsburgh Pirates for Richard Rodriguez and Anthony Siegler. The main piece being Rodriguez. As I've mentioned before, we need help in the bullpen. We actually just lost Felipe Vasquez. I think he signed with the Cubs. So I guess we're going to get a different reliever from Pittsburgh, but hopefully this one doesn't snake us. I don't even remember going after Ender Inciarte, but okay, welcome to the team, bud. We also signed Tommy Pham, and I offered JD Martinez, so hopefully he can return to a Tigers uniform. Man, I miss having JD on the Tigers. Welcome back, kiddo. Since I signed JD to likely be the DH, we don't really have a need for Tommy Pham or Ender Inciarte. This trade's very tempting for Adrian Colon. However, I can get a 99 overall pitcher for free in Corey Kluber, and I can't say no to that. Welcome to the team, Mr. Kluber. Mookie Betts can actually play a little bit of second base, so we're going to use that to our advantage here. We are absolutely scary against right-handed pitchers, and then versus lefties, we're also very respectable, but not quite as frightening. And then the rotation: Kluber, Fulmer, Bauer, Chirinos, Casey Mize. Perez is for long reliever. Bullpen looks good. Let's get to the new season. This is our opportunity to win a World Series. We ended up going 114-48. I think that's close to the record, which was set back in 2001 by the Mariners, who have not been good since. So we got to take a look at these stats, if it'll let me. And it will. Luke Benedict was solid, not much of a power guy. Mookie Betts was decent. Ronald Acuna probably won MVP. Rhys Hoskins was okay. That's a little bit low. Freddie Freeman was very good. Corey Seager was good. Yohan Moncada, phenomenal. JT Realmuto, very solid. Nico Goodrum played a little bit too much. JD Martinez went off. I do want Mookie playing second base, though, so that's better. I think I have to do it for lefty DH, too. So, Mookie, you're a second baseman. Rhys Hoskins, you're moving up. So, JD Martinez has to move up the lineup because he's a friggin' beast. Looking at the pitching rotation, Michael Fulmer was solid. Corey Kluber, phenomenal. Trevor Bauer, decent. Yanni Chirinos, Casey Mize, I know his ERA was really bad at the beginning of the year, then the game sent him down, because that's what it likes to do. So I had to send him back up, and it looks like he's improved. Diego Castillo was Emilio Pagan, pretty good. Jordan Hicks, not very good. Same with Richard Rodriguez. Blake Trinan, could have been better. We will be playing the New York Yankees in the first round of the playoffs. They have Shohei Ohtani now. Luis Severino is their third starter. That's when you know they're good. And okay, we win in 4. Now we're going to be taking on the Tampa Bay Rays, hoping to get revenge. Let's simulate these first 4 games. And we win 3 of them. Can we finish out Game 5? Yes, we do. Taking on the Phillies or the Pirates in the World Series. So one of the 2 Pennsylvania teams. We've made a few trades with both of those teams. We sent Mickey to the Phillies, and that's who it's going to be. It looks like they have Noah Syndergaard now. Syndergaard and Noah, that's scary. We win Game 1. We win Game 2. Mike Fultonevich versus Trevor Bauer for Game 3, which we win. Can Yanni Chirinos close it out? Yes, he does. And the Detroit Tigers are World Series champions. We couldn't do it in the Orioles rebuild somehow, but we do it in this one. 104 wins. We win in 4 games in the ALDS. We won in 5 games in the ALCS, and then we swept in the World Series. Let's take one final look at this team. This was a very, very good team. I had a lot of fun with it. Make sure to let me know who you guys think that I should rebuild next. The vote will be in the description. And as always, have a good one.